Oh, welcome to Wrestling with Snipes. Today we'll be looking back at Monday Night Raw for January 13th, 2025. Raw starts off with the best in the world, CM Punk. He says, is it good to be alive in San Jose on a Monday night or what? He says he has seen that John Cena is entering the Royal Rumble, and so am I. CM Punk says he's going to be throwing 29 other guys over the top rope, and he's going to win the Royal Rumble and go to WrestleMania. And then he says, play my music. But then we hear the music of Seth freaking Rollins. Seth removes his glasses and we see he has a black eye. Seth says, last week was the worst loss of my career. I've never been more disappointed. Seth says he is now entering the Royal Rumble and he will win the Royal Rumble and toss CM Punk on his ass on his way to WrestleMania. Then out comes Drew McIntyre. McIntyre tells Seth he's a complete failure. He calls Seth a pathetic loser. Punk cuts him off and says he's sick of this. He's done talking. If someone wants to start to throw hands, let's go. Seth then takes off his jacket. It looks like he's ready to go. And Drew says Punk versus Rollins versus McIntyre tonight in San Jose. No way. Why would I want to do a thing like that? Drew says Roman is playing chess while every idiot in the back is playing checkers. We need to take out Roman Reigns, and I guess I'll have to be the reluctant hero yet again. Drew says I'll see you both in the Royal Rumble match. You're welcome. The first match of the evening is Chad Gable one-on-one with a mystery opponent. The arena goes black and out comes the mystery opponent, and it's Penta. I know his merch went up on www.shop.com earlier, so it's not a big surprise to some, but the aura of Penta is here, and the crowd is going bananas. The match starts with Chad grabbing Penta's hand, and Penta reverses it into a headlock. Penta then hits a super kick on Gable, but then Gable hits a belly-to-belly overhead throw. Then they battle onto the apron, and Gable hits a German suplex on the apron on the hardest part of the ring as we go to break. We come back from break, and Penta launches Gable over the top rope. Then he runs and flies over the top rope, taking out Chad Gable. Back in the ring, we see Penta hitting a crossbody. While getting up, Chad grabs a waistlock and hits a German suplex with a bridge for a 1, a 2, and he kicks out. Then out of nowhere, Penta hits a Mexican Destroyer followed by the Penta Driver. 1, 2, 3. Penta picks up the dub. Then we hear Michael Cole says, Penta, welcome to the big leagues. Oh my. Then we go to the back and we see the Judgment Day in the clubhouse. Finn says, Liv, I know you're going to get the women's championship back in a sarcastic tone. Liv says she's not mad at Dom, but tells him to go get her and Raquel's bag out of the car. JD says, I'm going to go to Adam Pearce and I'm going to get us a rematch for the tag team championships against the War Raiders. Then Phil tells Dominic he's going to end Damian Priest tonight. The next contest is Sheamus one-on-one with Ludwig Kaiser. The match begins with Sheamus hitting a big clothesline. Then Kaiser knocks Sheamus off the apron to the outside, hitting his head off the announce table. Then Kaiser slips to the outside and hits a running dropkick, knocking Sheamus back first into the barricade. We come back from commercial break and Sheamus hits the white noise off the top rope. 1, 2, Kaiser kicks out. Then Sheamus goes for a bro kick but misses, and Kaiser hits an enziguri for a 2 count. He gets up and runs at Sheamus again, but Sheamus hits a big knee followed by a bro kick. 1, 2, 3. Sheamus picks up the dub. Then Sheamus heads to the outside where he sees Braun Breaker sitting in the crowd, and they go face to face as they will go one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship at Saturday night's main event. Then we see Seth with Kathy Kelly in the back, and it is announced that Seth Rollins will go one-on-one with Drew McIntyre next week. Then as Seth walks away, he runs into Sami Uso. Sami says, I know it was a tough loss last week. If you need anything, I'm here for you. Then Seth says, yeah, it was a bad week for me, but it wasn't a bad week for you because your boy Roman Reigns won last week. They get into a little scuffle, and then Seth walks away. And next out comes the World Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General, Gunther. Gunther says he watched the debut episode of Raw on Netflix last week. He said the show was about who is the head of the table or who is the best in the world. Who cares? I'm the World Heavyweight Champion. And then out comes main event, Jey Uso. Jey says, did you need someone to step up and challenge you for the World Heavyweight Championship? Oh yeah, that's me, main event, Jey Uso. Jey says Drew is behind him, the Bloodline family drama is behind him, and Gunther versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Champion at Saturday night's main event. Gunther asks if he's sure because when they fought twice for the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther was victorious both times. Gunther says, Jey, I will expose you for what you really are, a very good tag team wrestler. Oh my. Jey, you are not on my level. Then Gunther walks away and Jey says, so at Saturday night's main event, you are gonna respect me because I'm gonna beat your ass and become the new World Heavyweight Champion. The next contest was to crown the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion as Lyra Valkyria went one-on-one with Dakota Kai. The match starts off with a lock-up and Dakota grabbing a headlock. They battle out to the apron and Valkyria suplexes Dakota off the apron onto the concrete floor. Then we come back from commercial break and we see Dakota hitting a big boot on Lyra for a 2 count in the corner. Then Dakota hits a Canadian Destroyer type backbreaker. 1, 2, Valkyria kicks out. Then Valkyria catches Kai and hits her with a running powerbomb for a 2 count. Then Valkyria follows it up with a leg drop off the top rope, but again only gets a 2 count. Then there's a scuffle and Kai hits the GT Kai, but Lyra rolls out of the ring. Kai goes to the outside and throws Valkyria back into the ring and goes for another big boot in the corner, but she misses as Valkyria moves and then Lyra hits the Nightwing. 1, 2, 3. Lyra Valkyria is the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion. Then we come back from break and we see the New Day with Jackie Redmond and they challenge the LWO to a tag team match next week on Raw. Next we have a one-on-one match with The Miz going one-on-one with Sami Zayn. The match begins with a lockup. Sami jumps onto the second rope and hits a double axe. Sami then goes for a full Nelson, but Miz backs him into the corner and delivers a few elbows. Miz runs to the other corner and turns around and he's smashed in the face with a haluva kick. Sami follows it up with a blue thunder bomb. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn defeats The Miz. Next up, out comes the new Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. She says Mummy is finally back on top. I'm once again your Women's World Champion. Then out comes the former WWE Women's Champion, Nia Jax. Nia says, I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble and I'm gonna take whatever title I want. Then we see Bayley in the crowd who jumps over the barricade and says, this ain't my show, but this is my city. Then Nia Jax knocks her down with a headbutt. Nia then also knocks down Ripley. She starts to gloat and then Rhea and Bayley knock Jax out of the ring, who looks very upset. Then they both go to pick up the title and Bayley backs away as Rhea grabs her championship and holds it high. They shake hands as Bayley stares at the Women's World title. Then it was time for the main event of the evening. In a street fight, we see Damian Priest one-on-one with Finn Balor. Priest is in the ring waiting for Finn when from behind Finn hits Priest with a kendo stick. Finn smacks Priest with the kendo stick over and over and over again, so Priest rolls to the outside of the ring. Then Finn jumps out onto Priest and Priest catches him and hits a flatliner on the announce table. Then they battle into the crowd and then they battle up the stairs to the second story. Finn tries to push Priest off the ledge, but Priest reverses and hits a falcon arrow from the second story down to the floor through 2 tables. Then we come back from break and Finn Balor is on a stretcher with JD McDonough and Carlito checking on him. Priest is in the ring but pushes the ref, leaves the ring and runs up the aisleway. He throws Carlito into one side of the Raw sign, then throws JD into the other side. He starts dropping rights on Finn Balor. Then he takes Finn back to the ring. Priest sets 2 tables up on the outside of the ring. Priest then goes for a razor's edge through one of the tables, but Balor escapes and hits a sling blade. Finn puts Priest on one of the tables and off the apron hits the coup de grace. Finn then is picking up Priest, but Priest escapes and hits the razor's edge on Balor through the other table. Priest then throws Balor into the ring and hits the South of Heaven chokeslam. 1, 2, 3. Damian Priest picks up the victory in the main event.